Launched in South Africa in 2010, specialist PC and laptop manufacturer Alienware have taken advantage of the growing popularity of PC and online gaming in the country by partnering with this year's edition of Rage, utilizing the annual Gaming Expo as a platform to also launch their own online store. Here to tell us more is Gavin Slevin, South Africa and Emerging Country Retail Manager at Dell. Welcome, Gavin.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into Rage and Alienware's involvement, let's talk about the company first. What role does Alienware fulfill as a hardware subsidiary within Dell?
So Alienware is a specialized gaming brand that Dell acquired in 2006, March 2006. And they acquired them because of the technology and the state-of-the-art products that they build.
Now, the gaming landscape is huge across territories such as the US and the UK, but it is gaining traction in South Africa. Is this the main reason for pushing out Alienware into the market, as we now know was 2010?
Well, so that, but also customers were demanding it. You know, the customers knew that Dell acquired many years ago, that Dell acquired Alienware many years ago, and we took several phone calls, fielded a number of phone calls, customers asking, when can we get Alienware, can you bring it to the country? So in 2010, early in the year, we decided to bring it in, and we launched it at Rage, which would have been October 2010. And the brand's done well since then. But the gaming industry in South Africa has grown tremendously. You know, now GfK reported that the gaming market in this country is almost 1.7 billion rand. You know, so it's a huge market. Obviously, hardware is only a portion of that, but nevertheless, a big following.
The face of gaming has also changed. Most people would associate gaming with your typical geek who lives in a very dark room, but you see more sophisticated gamers and older gamers, and I mean, with specialist products such as yourself, it appeals to that older market as well.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the interesting things about Alienware and about this category. We see customers as old as 55 years old buying these products. In fact, our largest demographics are 25 to 35 and then 35 to 45. And these are usually professionals that do some sort of design work in their permanent jobs, so whether it's AutoCAD or Bentley or Adobe or something, and they play games. So here they're investing in technology that allows them to do their work in their everyday working environment, and then enjoy the technology at night after hours. Aside from that, though, we're also seeing an uptake in female gamers, you know, in women and girls coming to the lands and to play games. I mean, they really are, and they're good at it as well. I mean, they're not just there to often they take the cake, they show the boys up.
Now, speaking of that gaming community, your involvement at Rage this year, you partnered with Telkom and EA Games as the PC provider.
Correct.
What value does a brand such as yourself derive from events like these?
Well, we get huge exposure. First of all, it gives us an opportunity to showcase the technology on the stand and to let people actually play with these systems, most of whom won't have an opportunity to see this kind of technology in country. And it gives them an opportunity to use it and to really understand how these machines perform in relation to, let's say, a white box, for example, that's built up from components. The second thing that it does is, from a branding perspective, obviously Telkom and Electronic Arts came to the party, and we get quite a lot of exposure from that perspective as well. And online, all the bloggers write about it. Alienware's at Rage, it's on the Telkom stand, so we get quite a lot of exposure.
Now, something that you also did this year was launch your online
Yes.
site. And what I've just been reading in my research, biggest criticism for Alienware was the availability, that you were only available at select and very niche stores.
Correct. So we essentially had one retailer that was carrying our brand, Incredible Connection, and we had very limited space on their shelves. And what the site has really allowed us to do is it's allowed us to showcase a much broader range of product. In addition to that, we also have the product in country. So if a customer actually goes online and they purchase a product online, they can typically receive it within 72 hours. So we have a very quick turnaround there.
And traction you've been seeing, I know it's only been 2 days since Rage.
It has only been a few days since Rage, but believe it or not, we had in excess of 800 unique hits on the site over the weekend. So we were actually blown away. We couldn't believe how many people visited the website.
Now
the primary focus of the website, it's actually a marketing exercise.
Yeah.
It's really just to give customers the opportunity to see what is actually available from Alienware, and so they can do their homework online, because most customers, that's what they do.
We live online.
We live online.
Now let's talk about innovation. It's the name of the game in an industry such as this. I mean, new and advanced interactive games are coming to the market, and you need a platform to utilize thereon. How do you stay ahead of the curve, given that it is such a competitive landscape?
What you need to remember, Alienware as an organization is run by gamers. It's these people live and breathe gaming. That's what they do. So they build gaming products for gamers. The products are really designed not only to aesthetically to look good, but to enhance the performance. So big focus on cooling, making sure that the most powerful components can be put into these machines. This machine, for example, we can run 3 solid-state drives in a RAID 0 setup, which is really a technology that you typically find in server platforms. Also, it's got Intel's Extreme 9 series overclockable processor in it, which again requires enormous amounts of cooling. So the products are designed to encompass this technology, use the components, and deliver the performance without overheating. And ultimately, the experience is all-encompassing, because it's not only the components, it's the screen technology, it's the audio that goes into it. Really what we're trying to do is suck the gamers in so that they're only focused on that world.
So that full interaction with your platform.
The full interaction.
All right. Now, for Alienware, will it remain business as usual? Will you completely still focus on the gaming and PC industry, or are you looking to diversify? That also seems to be the name of the game for most technology companies to stay ahead.
So Alienware will continue to stay focused very much on the gaming industry. What we have done with our most recent launch of our desktop, a small form factor desktop, the X51, is we have endeavored to bring down the cost of these systems to make them more accessible and more affordable, so a broader public can actually access this technology. But the focus is very much on gaming.